Hello everyone, Professor GonGoon here, and today's lesson will be a continuation of my When to Leave Lane series. The first clip we'll look at is of me snowballing the lane, because whether you're fed or not plays a huge part in your decision making when it comes to leaving lane. Lee is overextended and Vi punishes him for it by taking 50% of his life, and letting me heal up, which helps me out a lot. Lee tries to bait me into the Nocturne gank, which I know is coming because we have a ward on his red buff. He is successful in baiting me in, but he dies for it. That kill alone didn't snowball the lane, since Lee got an assist off the Nocturne kill, and if Lee plays the lane properly he can still out-trade me. However, he decides to leave lane and I'm not really sure why. Twisted Fate's portrait is blinking red, so I assume he's looking to pick up a kill mid lane. However, he encounters a wild double buff Vi in the jungle, and as a level 3 Lee Sin, he can't deal with her. Twisted Fate lands a gold card, and with the red buff slow and knockup from Vi, they have enough CC and damage to kill him. Now while all of this is happening, I'm shoving 2 minion waves to Lee's tower, and he's going to miss all of them from his roam. In the early game, experience is much more important than anything else. Let's pretend that Lee did get the kill and live. He would probably hit level 4 from the kill experience, but he'd have to recall or come to lane missing HP while also behind in the experience. So even if that roam had worked in his favor, it would still be a bad decision because of how much experience he's missing. Generally, when you want to roam, you push the wave up first so you don't get too far behind on experience. Anyways, Cassiopeia chases my team into our jungle and overstays. I guess she didn't know that dragons eat snakes. Because I'm so far ahead in experience, I'm able to take control of this lane and completely crush Lee. When you get ahead top lane, you should make the enemy jungler suffer. My goal is to make this Nocturne's life a living nightmare. Take all of his camps and harass him, especially if it's a Pharaoh Flare jungler. When your team is behind, you want to try to catch them up or put the enemy behind. Nocturne face checks, but I'm able to secure the red buff before he can react. And there is no escaping red buff Shyvana and boosted swiftness Twisted Fate. After that, we collapse on Lee because he's in a bad position and it should be another free kill. Twisted Fate is granting them permanent residence in hell with these gold cards. Clearly Lee can't deal with my dragon's rage. Cassiopeia comes and starts spitting poison on the ground. Someone please buy her a toothbrush. Cassiopeia wants to join in on the fun, and Vi has no problems knocking her up. Her ugliness freezes us, but we still have no problems penetrating her. At this point in the game, I have 7 out of our 15 kills, which is a bad thing because having all of your kills in one person means if that person isn't in the fight, or if the enemy team focuses him, you'll probably lose that fight. I have 2 options right now. I can either stay top and keep pressuring the tower, or try to roam and get my team back into the game. We have a really strong hard engaged composition with Twisted Fate, Vi, and Morgana, so I figure if I roam, we can definitely make plays and try to pick people off. My other option is to stay top and pressure the tower. Someone will have to come help Lee, or that tower is mine. And if it's Nocturne, I can probably 1v2 since I have a lot of armor from Ninja Tabi and Sunfire. The problem with this is, Dragon is down, so the only objectives my team will be able to take are mid and bottom towers. And in solo queue, I don't think people value towers as highly as they should, so I'm unsure if they'll make a play to take the tower. A lot of you are probably looking at the kill and gold totals and think my team is fine, but if we exclude top lane, the score would be 8 to 10 in their favor, and we'd also be behind in gold. I feel with the information presented, roaming is a better choice, but split pushing isn't a bad option either. So I look to make a play bottom and hopefully kill that bottom lane so we can take the tower and start pressuring them out. However, they back off because Thresh is low, so I rotate mid. Nocturne and Cass are overextended, and with the Vi coming in from the front and me smanging up from behind, it should be a guaranteed kill on someone. I guess they forgot what happened earlier. I get the red buff slow into Cass, and with the speed bonus from my W and the gap close from my ultimate, she has no way of escaping. Misfortune is rotating mid to join us, so I figure I can go clear the wave and push top while those 3 take mid tower. Cass is dead, Lee just recalled, and Kate is bottom. They don't have anyone to defend the tower. So long as my team just hits it, it'll go down. How foolish of me though. Vi saw chasing Nocturne in the jungle, only God knows for what reason. And Misfortune hits Thresh instead of just taking the tower, in which Thresh replies by CCing her under the tower, forcing her to burn hill, and then Lee comes and picks up 2 free kills. And this is where things get a bit tricky. In solo queue, you never know what your team would do. You can lead your team to the tower, but you can't make them beat it. If I had known this would have happened, I would have just stayed with my team to make sure that we got the tower. But I didn't know. So while you may make the best decision in solo queue, it might not always work out like you expect it to. And this is bad for multiple reasons. For one, Lee just got back into the game. And 2, They are now going to pressure our mid tower, while Kate is pressuring our bottom tower. It is highly likely that we will lose at least one tower. So instead of pressuring top, I now have to rotate mid to defend the tower so we don't lose it. Lee, Thresh, and Caitlyn walk into our jungle while red buff is up. It's pretty obvious what they're doing. I am ridiculously fed, so if we can get a good engage, this is a really good chance for us to take control of this game. Me and Vi ult in, but Thresh does a really good job at peeling me off of Caitlyn, and she nests away. We do manage to kill Thresh and force Caitlyn Lee to go back, so it's still a pretty big win for us. Since top lane is already pushed up, there's no need for me to go there. And even if it wasn't pushed up, from what happened last time, I think sticking with my team is the better option. Our entire team is here, so we can just shove mid lane and take 1 or 2 towers. Nocturne tries to defend by himself, but Morgana lands a good snare and we kill him. Cassiopeia comes back for round 3, and she dies again. I'm starting to think she likes it. Unfortunately, Vi is off doing jungle camps again, and I'm half health from taking the tower, so we aren't able to take it. It was still a good push though. Now this is where I mess up. Lee pushes top and I clear the wave and continue pushing top. Obviously, Lee can't fight me because I'm so far ahead, so his only options are to either go for him as jungle or rotate down with his team. In my previous Winter Leave Lane video, I put a few questions on the board that you should ask yourself when deciding whether to split push or group. One of them is my team vulnerable to being engaged on? And the answer is yes. Nocturne is good at engaging, and so is Thresh. The Cassiopeia also has R'lyeh, so it's really hard to run from those 3. Now obviously, because my team is in a vulnerable position right now, they shouldn't be so overextended, but most of the blame falls on me. I mentioned earlier that it's bad to have most of your kills in one person, because if they aren't in a team fight, the rest of your team will get steamrolled. And at this point, I pretty much am the team. I Hulk smash team and put an eye in there, so I should definitely be with my team at all times. Also, my team has gotten caught out quite often before, and I shouldn't expect them to stop. I should alter my play in a way to better carry my team. So Thresh goes in, Nocturne and Lee follow up, and Misfortune and Morgana fall down. We have 2 people dead, Twisted Fate is forced to go hill, and I am still top. We definitely have to give up the tower. I could have recalled, but I figured they would only get our tier 2 tower, and I would take theirs to even it out. Twisted Fate has good wave clear, and the best thing about his wave clear is that he can clear from a distance, so him and Vi should be able to defend our inhibitor towers, especially since Caitlyn isn't there. But I was wrong. Twisted Fate gets hit by Lee's Q, and since Lee is full damage, TL just explodes. At this point, I realize we're going to lose our inhibitor, and there's nothing I can do about it, so I just keep pushing and try to get an objective for our team. There's no point in recalling since I'll arrive after the inhibitor is gone. But as I look back on these clips, I think if I had recalled here, we could have killed them all or at least forced them off the inhibitor. Another mistake on my part. And while we aren't too far behind, team morale has shut down at this point. And after a series of bad team fights, we end up losing the game. Now, I'm not the reason why we lost this game, but I was definitely in a position to carry and just couldn't do it. If you would take a look at the African American board, you'll see that I put some questions on there that you should ask yourself when deciding whether to split push or group. Obviously there are more, but these are the only ones I can think of as of this moment. And if you do think of more, be sure to comment below and tell us what they are. I, and I'm sure other viewers, would be interested in knowing them. As for your homework, look at a replay or a stream and think to yourself if you agree with their choices when it comes to split pushing and grouping. Whether you agree or disagree, explain your reasoning to yourself. Obviously, you don't have to, but thinking has never hurt anyone. Breaking news. Man overdoses on thinking. Thinking will stimulate your brain, which in turn will help you in League and in real life. So yeah, think about it. If you liked the video, be sure to like, subscribe, and check out my other videos. And I hope you learned a few things from this video. Thanks for watching. Professor GonGoon signing out. Peace.